In the world of higher education, performance is everything, right? But how do you actually measure it? And more importantly, how do you improve it? Well, today we're going to explore a new data-driven system that's designed to solve that exact puzzle. Basically, to move universities from guesswork to real precision. So let's dive in.
For anyone leading a university, managing how well you're doing is this huge, high-stakes puzzle. I mean, whether you're trying to climb the rankings, stop a slide, or just figure out what's actually working, the pressure is always on.
Okay, let's just start with a complete nightmare scenario. Imagine you open up the latest global rankings and bam, your school has plummeted 750 places. And the trend? It's getting worse every single year. So what do? What's your next move? This is that crisis point. You're throwing more money at the problem, you're holding endless meetings, launching all these new initiatives, but nothing's working. The numbers just keep falling. You're basically flying blind and you're left with this one burning question. How do you get back in control? And, this isn't just about a dramatic fall. What if you're just stuck? Your rankings are totally flat no matter what you try. Or, hey, let's flip it. What if you're suddenly rising in the ranks, but you have no clue who or what is driving that success? If you don't understand the why, you can't keep it going. So to solve these kinds of puzzles, you really need a new way of looking at data, one that's built on a totally different scale. And just to give you a sense of the foundation we're talking about, let's just look at some of the numbers. The AD Scientific Index system is built on this absolutely massive global database. It all starts by analyzing the individual academic performance of 2.6 million scientists all around the world. And that, in turn, covers the performance of over 24,500 institutions. And we're not just talking about universities here, but also research centers, companies, even hospitals. And it has a truly global reach, spanning 221 countries. This is the kind of bedrock that makes a real, comprehensive analysis even possible. But look, big numbers are one thing. The real power here isn't just the volume, it's the quality. What this system gives you is real-time insight that lets you make fair, direct comparisons across any institution, any field, or any region you can think of. Okay, so you have this incredible data foundation. What's been built on top of it is a really powerful set of diagnostic tools. It's called the SMART Toolkit, and it's designed to turn all that raw data into intelligence you can actually use. So this is the whole ecosystem of smart modules. You can kind of think of it like a specialist's toolkit for your institution's health. Each module has a specific job, right? From real-time performance analysis to identifying rising stars for recruitment. The whole toolkit combines this 360-degree performance view with tools for things like strategic transfers, forecasting, and even making accreditation easier. We're going to focus on one key module called ACAM, but the big idea is that they all work together to give you that complete picture of your institution's health. So how does this whole collection of tools actually work in the real world? Let's take a look at how it helps you stop guessing and get precise, and how it helps solve that crisis we were talking about at the beginning. So instead of just calling more meetings, the system gives you a clear roadmap. First, it helps you diagnose the root causes. Then it identifies which individuals are on the rise and who's declining in their contribution. It pinpoints underperforming departments. It can even simulate what's likely to happen if things just stay on their current path. Now, at the heart of all this diagnostic power is ACAM, the Academic Contribution Analytics module. Its whole purpose is to look past the big university-wide average and show you exactly which departments and which people are driving your performance, for better or for worse. And this is where it gets really powerful. Suddenly, that 750 place drop isn't a mystery anymore. The data might show that, hey, while your internal medicine department is showing great growth in things like citations, meaning their work is getting noticed, a really sharp decline in anesthesiology and pathology is what's dragging the entire institution down. Now you know exactly where you need to focus your attention. Having this level of precision gives you a massive strategic advantage. And it's not just about putting out fires. It's about totally transforming the day-to-day efficiency and impact of your whole institution. I mean, just look at the difference here. The old way of trying to figure this stuff out, it required huge teams, subjective surveys, and it would take months. This new approach, it needs a small team and just a list of names, and it delivers objective, data-backed results in about a week because the system does all the heavy lifting for you. And the impact just ripples out, way beyond rankings. When you have objective data, your accreditation reports get stronger.
You can allocate resources based on real evidence, not just assumptions. And maybe most importantly, you can start to build a culture of real transparency and accountability.
You know, what this all really represents is a fundamental shift. A shift from being reactive, constantly fighting fires, to being proactive, where you can actually prepare for the future because you can see it coming. There's a quote in the source material that I think just sums this up perfectly. This transforms improvement from coincidence into strategy. Think about that. When you know why you're succeeding or failing, getting better is no longer just a lucky accident. It becomes a deliberate plan. Because the system gives you those early warning signs, a predicted drop in the rankings doesn't have to be a 4-alarm fire anymore. Instead, it just becomes a manageable process because you have the time and, crucially, the precise information you need to do something about it. And that really brings us to our final thought. In an academic world that's getting more competitive by the day, relying on old methods and just plain guesswork, well, it isn't going to cut it. So the real question this system leaves us with is, how prepared is your institution to navigate its future with this level of data-driven clarity? Thanks for joining us.